And so that was one of the things that we knew we needed to come up with some sort of healthcare. And looking like at traditional insurance was way out of range as far as budget. We were looking at about between 6,000 and 7,000 a month. And with Dr. Josh, it's under 1,500 a month.
My name is Theresa, and I've worked for Treasure Valley Plumbing and Drain for 8 years.
My name is Michelle, and I have worked for Treasure Valley Plumbing and Drain for 11 years. We are a local plumbing company in Fruitland, Idaho. We service a large Treasure Valley area. We do light commercial work, restaurants, drain cleaning, things like that, any residential plumbing, and we also have a new construction side. We work with lots of builders and work on new construction homes. So we actually discovered Dr. Josh because one of our plumbers, Will, is really good friends with him. And so Will brought it to us because at the time we were kind of looking around for insurance options for the guys because we did not have anything in place at that time. We've grown. So I started here almost 11 years ago. And when I started, there was only 6 employees. We now have 20, I think about 20 employees. And so that was one of the things that we knew we needed to come up with some sort of healthcare. And looking like at traditional insurance was way out of range as far as budget. And it was very, very expensive. And so Will brought in this idea for Dr. Josh, and Jerry's like, okay. And we had Dr. Josh and Jane both came here and talked with us and explained it all to us. And they actually onboarded us right here in our office. They came in, talked to us all, got all of our information. They took us individually in and visited with us and our health background and got all of us everything done here, paperwork, everything. It's been, oh gosh, how many years?
5 or 6.
5 or 6 years now that we've been with them. I do believe the very first time that we really looked into it, we were looking at about between 6,000 and 7,000 a month. And with Dr. Josh, it's under 1,500 a month. Like a flat rate, we know what we're going to pay every month. It's paid automatically every month. We don't have to do any extra paperwork or anything like that. It's just all done and taken care of.
They just send us the invoice on the 1st so we can get it entered, in our payables. But yeah, it's really nice.
The savings to go with Dr. Josh is amazing. And personally have done like lab work and x-rays and stuff. And it's literally, I think I paid $60 for some x-rays. And I think I had an x-ray within an hour, remember?
Yeah.
He sent me to, I don't remember the name of the place over there, some imaging place. Yeah, but he had an appointment for me within the hour, which is nice because we're about 45 minutes away from his office. Normally it's like you're a week out to get an x-ray, right? Like I would have had to come back, wait till the other place called me to make the appointment. And he just had it done like that. Yeah.
And x-rays and the big things might not be covered, but he still arranges it and he bills it to us at his cost.
At a separate,
so it's
a lower
not
cost.
So x-rays that cost $500 are only going to cost
Mine were
us
$60.
under $100 through Dr. Josh. So it does actually benefit.
I think probably as a business, the biggest benefit for us is one, you have less downtime with guys being out sick or people being gone sick because people are taken care of within hours. I think for us, it's or even an injury on the job, it saves you all workman's comp, it saves you all kinds of things. And when you can just have somebody that will take care of them right away, which is what most of the guys would rather have done anyways, but you have that less downtime for employees being gone sick. I think that's probably our biggest benefit as a company.
Yeah.
Besides cost. If we have a guy gone, one of our plumbers, especially one of our journeymen, we feel everybody feels it. We have to rearrange a whole day's schedule, everything. So
call customers.
Yeah.
It's a big deal
when somebody's even, like I said, just a journeyman is gone. And so it's really nice to have that option of like, hey, I'm homesick today, but they can start meds within, a couple hours or be taken care of within a couple hours instead of waiting sometimes weeks. So it's really nice where it's like, okay, I can just text doctor, I'll be fine. It might be gone for an hour or two, but I'll be fine. You can just text and then it doesn't when you're a smaller company like that, it makes a huge difference, to be able to take care of your employees quicker. So one of our plumbers was hurt on a job. He got hit in the head with a whole hog. It's like a huge drill, and it fell out, and it like cracked him in the head right here. And so they called me, and I was able to call Dr. Josh's office, and I ran out and picked him up and took him straight in, and he was able to stitch him up right then and there. Yeah.
And just a couple months ago, Jeremiah,
Yeah.
a water heater cut his arm, and he was able to go right over to Dr. Josh and get stitched up.
There's no wait. I mean, when there's an emergency like that, he just gets us right in.
I actually have insurance through my husband, but I go through Dr. Josh more than I use my husband's insurance.
Why is that?
It's just easier. I can just text him, and we have a conversation through text, and then he takes care of it and sends a prescription right over. It costs less for me because I don't have to pay for that doctor visit that I would for the insurance. And it's automatic. Like, I text him at 10 o'clock, and before noon, it's a done deal. And I'm going to get my medication for whatever it is I need. So I use Dr. Josh way more than I use my husband's insurance because that he pays for.
If you've got like a major thing going on, like I'll speak for myself on it, like a UTI, and you're in pain, and you're like, I am not waiting a week to get into a doctor to get some medication for some relief for it. It's so nice to be able to have medication within an hour or two that you can go pick up and get your meds started. He does all of our CDL.
I was just going to mention
our CDL testing, for our guys, doing our medical exams for us. And so whenever they're due, he's able to get our guys in and just do the medical exams and get us back on the road. Like, he's so easy.
Lendina's out there, but he did her cortisone shots in her knees.
Oh, he did mine too.
She'd had him done before, and it was painful, and she said he was fantastic with it.
Yeah, he did mine too, and I didn't even feel it. Remember?
He's got a technique. I don't know
what he does, but
whatever he does,
he's a smooth talker.
He's pretty good with it.
Leave that in there.
He distracts you with his beautiful words, and then he gives you the shot.
I know, you're like, huh? And then he's like, oh, it's all done. And you're like, wait, what? She went in before I did, because I was a little nervous too, because she had told me horror stories. Well, she went in, remember, and she came back the same day and was like, that was the best shot I have ever. Like, she's like,
she loved him.
Yeah. And I had mine done, and I'm like, didn't even know.
Is that included in the membership? So
I don't think I paid any extra for that.
She paid extra.
I don't remember getting charged any extra for that. And those are expensive. Cortisone shots are expensive at like any other doctor. Yeah.
Remember that year that the fires were so bad?
Yeah.
And we literally, our throats hurt. We couldn't breathe. Our eyes were watering. And we texted him and said, this is happening to both of us. And he just said, you guys just need an inhaler. And he prescribed us inhalers. And
it was so cheap.
It was easy peasy. Same day again. But we were just like, we are dying. We don't know what's going on. And he said, it's the smoke in the air. You guys need an inhaler to help you out. Through text.
Right.
Just answering questions through text.
Also, well, I was having some joint problems, but I went in and I have rheumatoid arthritis. He found it in my blood work. He did my blood work and everything. And he said, you're RA positive and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, so what do we do? A lot of people have to go to a specialist. That's what I remember. I started looking into that, and I was literally going to cry because I'm like, I can't afford that. The medications were anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 a month. He offered to do care for me. And so I'm like, no, I trust you. I told Dr. I trust you. Let's just do. And that was the first time I got my cortisone shot. And then I ended up doing the weight loss surgery, which helped a lot. He put me on medication for the RA, but after the weight loss and then the cortisone, I'm off medication. I don't take it anymore. That was he probably saved me tens of thousands.
He is really good with hormonal care as well, because I'm almost 50, so I'm going into big things. And I was having some problems, and he said, have you been tested for going through the change? And I said, well, kinda. And so he's very informative and very good with the hormonal care as well. I get UTIs all the time, like at least once every 8 to 10 weeks. It's excruciating. And after about 3, he said, Could you be going through menopause by chance? Are you doing any kind of hormonal replacement or anything? Because this is not normal to be getting UTIs like this. And I said, well, actually, yes, I am going through menopause and I take a couple different hormone things. And he said, but do you take estrogen? And I said, no, that's one thing I don't take. And I didn't know he did hormonal care. I had no idea. I was going to the hormone clinic in Meridian. I didn't know he did anything with that. So he brought it to me, which just shocked me.
Because of all the UTIs.
Yes, I've been doing this for
Mhm.
a year and a half. And finally he said, something is just not right, Theresa. And he started asking questions. And then he got into the hormonal care. Right. And
Mhm.
he did all this over text. I never had to go into the office. It was all through text, not even a phone call. This was all through text messaging. That he asked a question, I would answer. He would ask a question, I would answer. And we got to the bottom of it.
And the funny thing is, we'll be sitting there and she'll say, "Oh, my stomach hurts. You better text Dr. Josh." I mean, that's the first thing out of her head to all of us. Or Lentina's like, my ankle hurts. Text Dr. Josh. We're like, that's like the first thing.
Even where did he go on vacation? Ireland.
Ireland.
Did he go to Ireland?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
We
yeah.
could still text, and we were taken care of same day. A few years ago, my husband had lab work done, and they were very, very concerned about his kidney function.
And her husband is not on Dr. Josh's plan.
You know, we have to retest you, and this is what it's looking like, and I was freaking out.
They were like giving her worst case scenario. Like it was the worst.
It was
of the
really,
worst.
it was horrible. And then,
Yeah.
like I said,
Even though there's
my father-in-law
Yeah.
died from kidney failure, and so it
Ugh.
freaked me out. That was a really bad
Yeah,
week.
it was horrible.
It was really bad. And finally, it was probably about day 5, and I finally text Dr. Josh and said, can you please just explain this to me? And he answered all of my questions about my husband's test results because
She was
I
freaking
was
out.
freaking out. He
Okay,
still
so you
answered
text me?
everything I need. I said, this is my husband. These are his numbers. Can you explain it to me? I'm freaking out. His dad passed from kidney failure, and so I was freaking out. He's only 50, and he is sitting at my desk, took the time to text back and forth with me and explain to me what each number meant, what was going on, and basically said, take a breath, your husband is okay. Took the time and he just explained things to me in terms that I would understand, not doctor terms. And it really, he just settled my mind completely with it.
even though your husband's on a different insurance.
Even though my
Mhm.
husband is not, we do not pay for Joe to have Dr. Josh, but he took the time to help me. Mhm.
Mhm. No, you don't get, honestly, even if you have insurance or another private doctor, you don't get the care like they give you there. You don't get that personal care where they're messaging you, they're checking up on you. I've had him, text us back and say, "Hey, how are you guys feeling?" 2 or 3 days later, like a follow up, just to make sure him or Jane or Andrea will follow up with us and just say, "Hey, how are you feeling?" Or, whatever. Like you don't get that anywhere else.